Hello, hello! Hey, I just wanted to, I'm making a pork Wellington and, well, for dinner and some other stuff. And I just wanted to, if you guys ever wanted to try and make it, I'll give you my recipe and you can try it. So, the ingredients that you're going to need, and then I'm going to show you how to do it because I have my pork Wellington right here that I had chilled. And I wrapped it and everything like that, and we'll go through the process after that. So let me put this back in the freezer until I get done with this, because the more chilled it is, the better. So hold on. Okay, so anyway, what you're going to need is, now I got my piece of paper right here because I don't know it by heart, but what you're going to need is 1 whole egg, 1 tablespoon of water, 1 ounce dried apple rings, optional, 1 whole pork tenderloin, approximately 1 pound, okay? Now, I mean, you can do a ½ pound if you want, but typically 1 pound. Then you're going to need 4½ ounces of thinly sliced prosciutto ham. I like the Black Forest ham, so that's what I use, but you can use any kind of ham. You don't have to use prosciutto if you don't want to. And then you're going to use 1/4 teaspoon kosher salt, 1/4 teaspoon freshly ground pepper, 1 teaspoon chopped fresh thyme leaves, 1 teaspoon all-purpose flour, 1 sheet of a puff pastry that's completely thawed. Then you need 1 tablespoon of whole grain mustard. Now, I didn't use the whole grain mustard this time. I used a honey Dijon mustard, so it's going to be even better. So then, now, what you're going to do is you're going to place in a rack in the upper third part of the oven at 400 degrees. So pretty much in the center of the oven, put your rack in the center of the oven and put it in there for 400 degrees. Okay, you're going to whisk the egg and the water in a small bowl, which is like this right here, and that's going to be your egg wash. So then you're going to let that set aside, and you're going to place your apple rings into a bowl in a mini food processor and process it for 30 to 45 seconds or until they are the size of a medium dice. Okay? Then you're going to set that aside. Then you're going to take your pork tenderloin and you're going to trim any of the excess fat or any of the silver skin. Now, the silver skin is actually like a tendon, so you need to cut all that because it's really tough and disgusting. But the meat is great. Okay, so then once you do that, you're going to creating 2 separate pieces. You're going to lay the tenderloin pieces next to each other, head to tail. So when you lay them back together, they are the same size. So now what you can do is you can leave it whole and then cut it after you get done, which is what I do, or you can go ahead and cut the meat in half and put it on your pastry and your bacon and all that. Roll it up and then cook it. That way you know where your center is and you can just cut it and it's one whole piece. I cook the whole thing in one and then I cut it when it's done. So then you're going to lay out a 12 by 16 inch piece of parchment paper on the counter and arrange the pieces of prosciutto, which is your ham. What I did was I do bacon and then I do a layer of ham. So what I would do is I would layer the bacon on the parchment sheet and about the same size as your Wellington, as your pork tenderloin. So then you're going to take your bacon and then you're going to lay your prosciutto on top of that, or your Black Forest ham or whatever kind of ham you would like. Once you do that, then what you want to do is you want to take your pork Wellington and you want to take your mustard and you want to smear it all over the meat. Okay, you want to take your honey mustard and just put it all over the tenderloin. Set that on top of your prosciutto and bacon that is laid out. Then you're going to roll that up tightly, and then you're going to put that in. You can either put it in a Ziploc bag, or you can just wrap it up with some cellophane and wrap it up really tight. Put it in the refrigerator for about 5-10 minutes, just so it can adhere a little bit. Then you're going to brown it. You're going to sear it. So you're going to put it in a skillet, and you're going to sear all sides of it, all the sides, tops and bottoms, and the corners. Once you do that, then you're going to let that cool Put that on a paper towel and let that cool so the grease and everything can cool off. It ain't going to take long for it to sear. Watch your bacon. Make sure your bacon doesn't curl up and come apart. So you might want to put toothpicks in there or use some cooking string and go ahead and tie it. That way it doesn't do that. I would suggest using the cooking string if you haven't made this before. We've made it before many times, so we kind of know what to expect. After that, once you get that done and the tenderloin, the bacon, and the prosciutto or whatever ham you use has cooled, then you're going to take your puff pastry and you're gonna lay it out. You're going to roll it out to about twice the size of what the Wellington is or what the tenderloin is. You're going to lay that down. You're going to sprinkle some salt, some pepper, some thyme, all of your seasonings on that, and then you're going to wrap that pastry tightly over your Wellington or over your tenderloin. And then as you're doing it, make sure you fold in the sides as you're rolling it so it makes a tight seal, because that'll help keep the moisture in the tenderloin. So then you're going to put that in the oven at 400 degrees, and you're going to cook it, I believe it is, you're going to cook it for about 30 minutes or until you have a thermometer, and the thermometer reads, where's my camera? Until the thermometer reads 140 degrees. If it reads 140 degrees, then your pork is done. Okay? So, what we're going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and get this out, and we're going to lay it on here. We're going to do the egg wash, and we're going to set it in the oven. Okay, now here's my tenderloin wrap. It's not a pork Wellington until it's done. So actually, right now it's just a tenderloin, bacon wrapped, and puff pastry. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and unroll this. Now, what I did, like I said, is you want to make sure that you roll it tightly, because once you put it in the refrigerator to chill, it keeps its form once you take it out. See how I did the ends? You're going to make sure it's tight. So then you're going to set this. You're going to set this on a tray, but you're going to make sure you have it layered with aluminum foil. It's easy cleanup. And then you're going to take your puff pastry and put it on a rack. See here? You can buy these racks at the Dollar Tree. 2 for $1. Hey, they're 50 cents a piece. They may last only 6 months, but guess what? You get 6 months of use out of it for 50 cents. So put this in the center. Then you're going to take your egg wash. I'm going to move this back here so you can see it. Then we're going to take the egg wash, and we're just going to coat the whole pastry. And what this does is it gives us a nice golden brown color to it. And it also kind of makes the crust kind of a nice, flaky, crispy. It's just really good. Now you can also use like an egg beater for this, or an egg substitute if you're allergic to eggs or anything like that. So you can always use an egg substitute. You just want some kind of wash. Okay, then we're going to turn it over. We're going to do this side. And you just want to kind of make sure it's right in the center of the pan. That way whenever you have drippings, you don't have to worry about is it going to go out of the pan. Okay. So we got this wash going. Yum. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set this bad boy in the oven, and we're going to cook him for about 30 minutes or until the internal temperature of the meat is 140 degrees. So whenever I come back, whenever it's done, I'll video what it looks like when it's done. And oh, let me show you the greens real quick. Here are my collard greens. I guess you really can't see it too well. But man, I wish we had smell-o-vision. And in fact, I think it's time to try them. Okay, ready? Ooh, these look good. Here we go. Man, so good. You want to slap your mama? These are good. Anyway, try the pork Wellington. Try the collard greens. I'll post some recipes up and things like that. Also, try the Swiss chard that I posted also. So, anyway, I'll talk to you guys later, and I will do an update video of whenever this gets done. So you guys have a good day. Happy Veterans, or happy Memorial Day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!